Good morning! This is me with no makeup on, and now this is me when I'm all ready for the day. It's just a really nice natural look that I just tend to gravitate towards. First, I'm going to start with a primer. I'm using the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base because I think it really works well with my skin. It has a really nice whipped consistency that's really easy to work with. So I just take a little bit on my fingers, clean fingers of course, and I dot it around the center of my face where I have the largest pores and where I think I need the most help from a primer. Then I take a sponge. It's a little dirty right now, but this is the sponge that I have from Sonia Kashuk, which you can get at Target. And I'm taking the Missed Opportunity from Mark, which is a multitasking spray, and I'm just using it to kind of dampen my sponge so it's easier to work with. Then I take my sponge and I just rub the product into my skin. It's really easy, you don't even need to use a sponge for that step. Then I'm taking a tinted moisturizer, also from Mark. It's called the Mark Get a Tint, and my shade is Buff Natural. Now I'm going to re-dampen my sponge before I apply it onto my face because then it will absorb less product into the actual sponge. Then I just dot it onto different areas onto my face, focusing more on the center of my face where I have the most imperfections, and then I just blend it in gently with the sponge. I feel like working with a sponge gives you the most natural coverage and it lasts a really long time on my skin. At this point you would add a concealer if you'd want to add more coverage, but I'm just going to go straight into powder. I'm using the Sunforgettable Mineral Powder SPF 30 Medium from Color Science Pro, and I'm taking a Miss Taylor portable kabuki brush that I got from Sigma. I really like this brush because it is synthetic and I feel like that works better with my sensitive skin. So I'm just getting some powder onto the brush and tapping off the excess, and then dotting it onto different parts of my face and then blending it in afterward. Now I'm taking my favorite natural looking blush, and that is the Mark Just Pinched Instant Blush Tint in the shade Cheeky, and this is what the color looks like. It's very natural, just looks like someone actually pinched your cheeks. Now to apply it, I'm using a Sigma Sigmax Flat Top Kabuki brush in the number F80, and I just apply it by literally rubbing it onto the brush until you see a good pink shade on the bristles. This is what it will look like, and then I just smile and apply it in my apples and then into my cheekbones. I think just using the synthetic flat top kabuki just makes it blend in as if it were my actual natural flush and rather than a blush. Now I'm using the NYX eyeshadow base, and in the back it says ESBO3, but I think it's called Natural or something like that. It just evens out the skin tone around my eyes, kind of like a concealer would, but it also primed my lids for eyeshadow. Just take it with a clean finger and then pat it onto my eyes before I apply eyeshadow. Now often when I do this look, which is, most mornings, I'm in a rush, so I just take 2 eyeshadow colors for a minimal look. I'm using the Naked palette, and the first shade is Buck. It's just a matte brown, so any matte brown will do, and I'm using this with an EcoTool highlighting brush that you can get at most drugstores. So just pick up a matte brown color, and I'm going to put it at the corner of my eyes and in my crease just to deepen it up a little and give my eyes more dimension. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm definitely not that good with eyeshadows, but I think it works well for me. Now I'm going to be taking a pink champagne color, also from the Urban Decay Naked palette. This one is called Sin, and I'm just putting it onto the corners of my lids and underneath my brows. I'm not going to be putting a color in the center of my lids because I just want it to be natural, just slightly more enhanced. So if you wanted to, you could even skip the primer because it isn't totally necessary, but I like how it evens out my skin tone. Now I'm taking a black eyeliner pencil. This is the Mark No Place to Run. It is my all-time favorite eyeliner, and I'm just going to use it to tight line the top of my eyes because that'll make your eyelashes look thicker because it will fill in the empty spaces in between your eyelashes. Now I'm going to be using the Jouer Eye Clarifier in Clair, which is just a peach liner pencil, and I'm using it to line my bottom lid so that it makes my eyes look more awake. I prefer to use a peach colored pencil instead of a white pencil to make my eyes look more wide and awake because I feel like it just looks more natural. Now I'm going to be taking an eyelash curler just to quickly curl my lashes. Whenever I'm in a rush, I tend to skip this step, but if I have a little extra time, then I do make sure that I do it. Now I'm going to be using the Revlon Grow Lashes Mascara in Blackest Black, and now I'm going to be wiggling it up through my lashes in kind of a zigzag motion and then getting the little areas at the side. I don't generally do my bottom lashes because I just don't like how it looks on my eyes, but feel free to do so if you'd like that. Now I'm going to fill in my brows with the Your Best Friend Automatic Eye Pencil in the shade Universal Taupe. I got this on the Birchbox shop and I really love it. It's now my new favorite product. So first I'm going to just comb out my lashes, and then I'm going to do small wispy strokes of the color. Now this color, it is really universal. It is called Universal Taupe after all. But if you do it really lightly, it gives a very light color, and if you put a lot more pressure, then it gives almost a black color. So it really works on a lot of different skin tones and hair colors. So I would definitely recommend it if you want to try out a new eyebrow pencil. So I'm just putting little small strokes on areas that have less hair so I can fill it in, and then I brush out the brow again and apply a brow gel. The brow gel that I use is the Mark Brow Factor, and I really like this because it sets your brows without making them feel crunchy. Now the last thing that I'm going to use is the Benefit Benetint, which is a lip and cheek stain with a slight rosy color. So I just put a little bit on my lips and blend it together, and then I am ready to go. The last thing that I do is apply the Mark Missed Opportunity again, just spray a couple spritz on my face, and it helps keep the products on my face all day. Now that is the end of my tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to check out my blog for the lists of all the products used and some links. Now there are 2 more videos I'd like to recommend. On the left, I have a video talking about what I do when I'm feeling unconfident, and on the right, I have a video explaining how to use extra virgin olive oil as a natural at-home moisturizer, so you don't have to buy anything but some cooking oil. Have a nice day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to check out my blog if you haven't already. Down below there will be a link to follow my blog on Blog Loving.